Hi. I just want to talk about ground ivy, or otherwise known as Glaucoma heteracea. It's invasive to western North Carolina, and there's my field drawing of it. And also, the leaves are shaped like cardioids, very small cardioid shapes. It's about 1 inch in size, each of the leaves. Um, it's actually invasive to the entire U.S., or at least 45 of the states. It's originally from Europe and Asia, and it was brought over by some of the first settlers. The reason it's bad for the U.S. is it can cover a lot of ground very quickly, and it pushes out grass and other plants. And it can also be toxic to a lot of animals, especially horses, and it can be mixed in with hay when hay is cut down, so that can actually kill livestock. And one of the worst parts about it is even when it's removed, little tiny pieces of the roots can grow back into full plants. And also the root ball itself is very dense, and it's shaped in a ball. Um, it's also related to mint. Uh, Boron is actually deadly to the plant, so you can kill it with borax, but that's also harmful to other animals and plants in the same area. So there's not a really good way to control it yet. There's certain fungi that can help lower the amount that it's growing, but it's still not widespread enough to solve the problem entirely. As far as what I learned about being a naturalist is that there's a lot of invasive species in the US that we don't really think about being invasive because they're so common, and it's actually deteriorating our natural wildlife and the plants that belong here. I also learned that there are a lot of common plants around us that we don't even think about being differentiated from one another. Uh, for example, the ground ivy looks very, very similar to violets and can be mistaken for that. At least the budding flowers can. I just learned to be able to look around and observe my surroundings a little bit more and try to identify more of the plants and animals that I see on a daily basis, because there's a huge amount of biodiversity that often goes ignored around us, especially here in the mountains of North Carolina, because it's a really cool place with a lot of different animals and a lot of different plants. And most of our yards actually have a lot of those very different species in them, including the ground ivy. So thank you for listening.